Hey everybody, sorry that I am not there with you guys today, but unfortunately I woke up this morning and I'm not feeling so good. And then also I believe Miss Morano has a meeting during your class period. So in order for you guys to still get the math lesson, we're going to kind of do this video thing instead. So we're going to see how this is going to go. So I apologize if this is not ideal or not the perfect situation, but we're trying to make the best of a situation that's not so grand. With that, though, you guys should have written down your success criteria already, which is that I can find the surface area of a square pyramid. So with that, in order to figure that out, we've talked about surface area before. Surface area is finding the area of all the different faces or sides of a shape and then adding them all together. So today we're going to keep doing that same idea, but we're going to take it and it's going to have to do with this guy here, which is our square pyramid. Now, you're going to see this little bubble. What shapes do you see when looking at the pyramid below? So when you're looking at this, and sometimes it's hard because it's on paper and it's not actually 3D in front of you, but I want you to think, what do you see? Now, if I kind of take my highlighter, I can kind of say, okay, well here, I can kind of see a triangle. So we've got one triangle. We've got another triangle. So that's two triangles. Oh, my page is moving on me. Okay, and then if you kind of look behind, you can see, oh, there's three triangles because there's another one here. Then if you look behind again, you can see that there are actually four triangles in this. So those are our four triangles. So I can write down, and I want you guys to write this down too. There are four triangles. But I'm not done yet. There's actually one more shape on the bottom. And if you can see it down here, we've got a square. So the very, very bottom of the shape is going to be a square. So we have four triangles, and then we have one square. Oops, is it writing? There we go. Let's take a minute, write that down. Here's the nice thing about this being a video is if for some reason I'm talking too fast or I'm writing things down too fast, you could just pause it, write down what you need to on your notes, and then play the video again. Now, one of the things we talk about all the time is making sure we are really precise with our mathematics, which means knowing all these different vocab words. And some of these are going to be new. So I'm going to erase all my colors here so this doesn't get quite so confusing. And we're going to come through and we're going to label these vocab words so we know what they mean, okay? My first one is a base, which we've talked about that before. And it's referring to the entire bottom here. So the entire bottom of your shape, that's your base. I'll draw a little arrow there that lets you know this is my base. Okay. Slant height. Slant height's kind of interesting because it really only applies to things that have triangles involved. It's a height that kind of goes on its side. It's not a 90 degree. And it comes up from the bottom to the top on a triangle. It's your slant height. Next is vertex. Vertex is any of the corners, okay? Anytime you have two lines coming together, that's a vertex. So, vertex. And I'm going to write next to vertex a corner because that just helps me kind of remember what they are. And then the last one that we have is a lateral face, which I'm going to do this in blue. I haven't done blue yet. A lateral face is any of the faces. So we actually talked about these already. This thing technically has 5 faces because it has your 4 triangles and your 1 square. And then just labeling this as lateral face. Okay, so how many surfaces does this pyramid have? How many faces did it have? It had 5 faces. We had the 4 triangles and the 1 square base. which is kind of the same that we put up here. 4 triangles, 1 square base. Take a minute to write that down. Then we'll actually start finding the surface area of this thing. Okay, here we go. Find the surface. Whoa, this is scrolling too far on me. Sorry, guys. There we go. Find the surface area. And I have an email. Go away. Find the surface area of the following shape. So we have our... Sorry, guys. We have our square pyramid. Now, we said in this, we're going to have a square. Then we're going to have triangle 1, triangle 2, triangle 3, triangle 4. So this is the same idea where I'm cutting it into sections like I did with the rectangular prism. But now I've got square and my 4 triangles. So let's start by looking at the square. This guy down here. Okay. Here's a nice part. Square's formulas are pretty straightforward. Area equals base times height. Well, my base is 4. My height is 4. Area is 4 times 4. So my square gives me 16. So not too bad. We use the fact that we know a square uses the formula of base times height. And we plugged in our base and our height to give us 16. Okay, now let's go on and let's do one of the triangles. I'm going to pick this triangle right here. Okay. There's my triangle. Okay, and we have to think, what's the formula for a triangle? Because it's different than a square and it's different than a rectangle. Area equals 1 half base times height. Remember, the triangle has a half put in, okay? So it looks like my base is 4, my height is 5. Area equals 1 half times 4 times 5. We're going to do half of 4. Area is 2 times 5. Area is 10. Now, here's the nice part. What do you think we're going to know about all of these triangles? They're all going to be the same. So if this is 10, this guy's 10. And this guy's 10. And this guy's 10. So the last thing we do to find the surface area is we add them all up. So we have 16 plus 10 plus 10. Right, 1, 2, plus 10 plus 10. So grab a calculator. Figure that out first on your own. So in that calculator, you should be putting 16 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10. And we should be getting 56 inches. And we're going to say squared. So we're talking about surface area. Surface area gives you that squared. And that's it. That's how we find the surface area of a square pyramid. Okay, so we're going to do another example and a couple other examples as we go through. That way we got tons of examples to make us feel comfortable with these. Okay, all right, so example 2. Find the surface area of the following shape. Okay, so this one's interesting because it's kind of all laid out for us. It's already flat. So I can really easily see, though, I still have a square. Okay. So we're going to do that. We have our square. I also have 1 triangle, 2 triangles, 3 triangles, 4 triangles. So triangle 1, triangle 2, triangle 3, triangle 4. Okay, my square is area equals base times height. Area equals 4 times 4. Area. Oh, look at that, 16. Okay, now I've got to do my triangle. Same thing. Take a look at my triangle, though. Okay, it looks like my base is 4 and my height is 5. And remember, a triangle is 1 half base times height. Area equals 1 half times 4 times 5. Half of 4 is 2. Area is 2 times 5. Area equals 10. And they're all going to be the same. 10, 10, 10, 10. So, in order to find the area of this, or the surface area, I do 16 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10. And I end up with 56 inches squared. Kind of interesting. What do you notice from example 1 and example 2? They are the same. They are the same. And the reason they're the same is because if I was to take this and take scissors and cut along these lines, and if I was to lay it flat, it would look like this. This is what we call a net. Okay? If we were to take this and cut along those lines and lay it flat, I'm going to end up with this guy here. So this is just another way to think of that. So you can really see those 4 triangles pretty clearly. Okay? Let's do another one. Okay? All right, so we've got this. We're going to do, I have my square. Triangle 1, triangle 2, triangle 3, triangle 4. Same thing. I don't like how long these went. So I'm just splitting it up. So I've got some space to work. It's all organized. I'm going to start with my base. Okay, my base is a square. So area equals base times height. Area equals 6 times 6 in this case. So my area is 36. Now I'm going to go over to triangle 1. Area equals 1/2 base times height because it's a triangle. Take this. Let's look at my triangle. Here we go. We got one here. Looks like my base is 6. And my height looks like it's going to be 7. Area equals 1/2 times 6 times 7. All right, I could take half of 6, so area is 3 times 7. Area, that is 21. And that means all of them are that 21. Now I add them. 36 plus 21 plus 21 plus 21 plus 21 equals what? Take your calculators. Let's figure it out. 36 plus 21 plus 21 plus 21 plus 21. If we match, we should all end up with 120 feet. And this is when you think to yourself, if it's squared or is it cubed? Well, I'm talking about area, so it's squared. Nice. Okay, another example done. And as we go through this, we're going to just keep following the same pattern. So now, oops, I'm scrolling too far. They want us to do the same thing, but this time we're finding it, and it's a net. It's been cut and laid flat already, but it's the same thing. I have a square. Triangle 1, triangle 2, triangle 3, triangle 4. Okay? I'm going to pull this all the way down. Okay, so we're going to start with my square. I think I was doing those in green. No, I was doing them in orange. Just kidding. Orange. Here's my square. Area is base times height. Okay? Well, if it's a square, base and height are both going to be 7. 7 times 7 is 49. Take a minute to get that. Okay. Now we're going to do one of these triangles. Area equals 1/2 base times height. Area equals 1/2. My base is 7. My height is 4. I can do half of 4. That gives me 2 times 7. My area is 14. And it's going to be 14 for all of them. All right, so now I'm going to add them up. 49 plus 14 plus 14 plus 14 plus 14. Take out your calculators. 49 plus 14 plus 14 plus 14 plus 14 gives me 105. So our surface area for this one's 105 inches squared. Okay, take a minute to write that down. All right, here we go. We're going to keep on going. Looks like we got 2 more left. So at this time, what I would really like you to do is pause the video and see if you can do these 2 by yourself. See if you can understand, how do I set them up? What are the different pieces I'm doing? What are the formulas I'm doing? And then can I add them together on my own? Once you've tried both 5, well, try 5 first. See if you can do it by yourself. And then turn the video back on and watch me finish it and see if you match. After you've done that, you can see what you got right, what you got a little bit mixed up on, and see if you can kind of clarify it from there. Then I want you to do the same thing on example 6. I want you to try it on your own first without me. See if you can do it by yourself. And then turn the video back on and see if you match the answer. See if you can match the answer that I have. Okay? So again, at this time, I want you to try example 5 by yourself. Okay, if you have tried example 5, let's see how you did. So I'm going to start with my square. And I also can see that I have 4 triangles. Triangle 1, triangle 2, triangle 3, and triangle 4. For my square, that's this guy down here. He's my base. I'm going to do area equals base times height. Area equals 8 times 8, which should be 64. And I'm going to check real fast just because my brain is escaping me. Yep, 64. Okay, 64. Next, do one of these triangles. Okay, for this triangle, area equals 1/2 base times height. Okay, area equals 1/2. My base is 8, my height is 12. Half of 8 gives me 4 times 12. Area is 48. And it's the same for all of them. Now I'm going to go through to find my surface area. I'm going to add them all up. 64 plus 48 plus 48 plus 48 plus 48. All right, guys, take out your calculator. Let's see what we get. 64 plus 48 plus 48 plus 48 plus 48 is 256 centimeters. And again, it's area. So area means squared. So check your work. Did you get that? Did you not get that? Where did you match? Where did you get mixed up on? See if you can use this to help you understand. Now, if you're ever studying for a test and you can find a YouTube video out there too that's explaining problems like this, use this to study. See the problem, try to do it by yourself by pausing the video, and then watch them finish the video up and see if you can match it. Okay, we got one more together. Let's see what we have. Okay, we've got some triangles, we've got some squares. Oh, so I want to write first. I am going to have a square, triangle 1, triangle 2, triangle 3, triangle 4. Okay, I got them all. Let's start with this square, this guy right here. Looks like he's got a base and a height of 10. Area equals base times height. Area equals 10 times 10. So that's going to give me 100. Okay, now it's time to do the triangles. Okay, for your triangles, area equals 1/2 times base times height. Area equals 1/2 times 10 times 6. Okay, I could do either half of 10 or half of 6. I'm going to do half of 10. So that gives me 5 times 6, which is going to give me 30. And all of them are going to be that 30. I get 100 plus 30 plus 30, plus 30, plus 30. If I add all those up, let's see what we get. Looks like we get 220 inches squared. All right, kiddos, so that is all that we got, right? That's the end. Yep, that's the end of all of our notes for today. I hope that made sense. Again, I'm sorry I'm not there with you guys, but I'm still not feeling that great, and I prefer to not get you all sick. So this is the best option that we have. I hope watching this kind of helped. And again, if you need me to slow down, just pause the video. Then you have tons of time to write stuff down. I miss you guys, and hopefully I'll be back tomorrow. See you later. I can't talk. See you guys later, and I'll hopefully see you tomorrow.